If you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with a new video, and in today's video I'm going to be speaking on the tragic passing of Marcus Fakana. Yo guys, when I say this one hurts, this one hurts. So I found out Saturday morning. Shout out to Tanks on YouTube. I first heard it from him. Big trigger warning. He didn't give me no warning. He was just like his picture and he was just like, yeah guys, he's passed away. Yeah, so I think it was in the early hours of Saturday or late Friday. Sadly, he was in a car collision and I think he died either on the way to hospital or he died at hospital. But yo, guys, this is heartbreaking. I'll put his picture here. When I first started this channel, I did do a video on him because he was jailed in Dubai. He was on a family holiday, had like a little romance over there. And the girl that he had you know, did it with, she was 17 at the time and he was 18, but by their laws, that's, you know what I mean, against the law. So he ended up going to jail. Obviously, over here, family, friends, people were protesting. I was sharing awareness on my channel, and then he finally got pardoned. And guys, he was only back in the UK for 3 months. So he came back to the UK the 3rd of July and then sadly passed the 3rd of October. Like, when I say you can't make this up, you can't make this up, and life is short. Shout out to Bouncer, Play Dirty on YouTube. He was just like, guys, come in my comments and tell me that I've got this wrong. Like, he's really heartbroken. He had spoken to the family when they were protesting. You know, a lot of people were behind it. A lot of people on YouTube, you know what I mean, people that have a platform was behind him. So this is just hit us, you know, the Congolese community, the black community, like we're all hurting right now with us protesting and sharing awareness. It's like he became a part of our family, you know what I mean? Like a distant cousin or something like that. I told my mum's like, it was just sad. We just couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? Like, again, with the whole protesting and that whole Dubai stuff, you know what I mean? He was literally like a really big trending topic in the UK at the time with all of that, because there was a lot of back and forth. Were they going to let him go? Was the government, the UK government, going to pardon him? You know, all that kind of stuff. So now to hear that his life's gone and he was only back in the UK for 3 months, like, you know, his parents must have been so happy, like, yes, my son, he's finally back, and now he's gone forever. Like, whew, it's a lot. Condolences and prayers to his family and friends, and just rest in power. Like, jeez. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna roll this clip and I will be back with my commentary.
19-year-old Marcus Fakana has sadly passed away after a car crash in North London following a brief police pursuit. He had been back in the UK for about 3 months after being released from a prison in Dubai under a royal pardon. Here's how the events unfolded. Marcus had been jailed in Dubai after being convicted for a relationship with a 17-year-old girl while on holiday. Campaigners called the sentence disproportionate given their view that the relationship was consensual under UK norms. They therefore made legal efforts for his release. In July, he was granted a royal pardon by the ruler of Dubai and returned to the UK. Marcus died after a short pursuit where police tried to stop a vehicle of interest. The pursuit lasted about 60 seconds. The car was lost briefly and discovered later, crashed into another car. Marcus was a passenger in the vehicle. He was severely injured during the collision. He was treated at the scene, taken to hospital, where he later died. The driver, a 19-year-old male, was arrested at the scene on suspicion of failure to stop and dangerous driving. He remains in police custody. Do you think Marcus ever got the chance to move on from everything he went through?
Yeah, guys, so you just heard that. So big ups to the government in Dubai. So he pardoned him. And yeah, it's just heartbreaking. He was a passenger, so allegedly the driver didn't have car insurance, you know, driver's license, all that same stuff, and he probably might have had something in the car. He was just a passenger. It's really heartbreaking, and the driver's still alive while he sadly passed. Like, it's heartbreaking. Obviously, TikTok's divided as usual. Some people are like, well, he shouldn't have been in a car. You need to watch who your friends, which is true. Like, there's so many times I've got a lift off a friend. I'm never asking them like, have you got a driver's license? Is the car insured? Have you got road tax? You know what I mean? Like, you trust your friends, you know what I mean? I don't know how close they were. I don't know if they were on their way home. Start with the police chase. Again, this is given the whole Chris Kaba, where armed police told him to pull over and he tried to go and then he ended up getting shot. When police tell you to just pull over. I've been in a car where it's been pulled over. They ask the questions if they need to search. You know what I mean? It's crazy. This all could have been avoided, and now look, he's sadly gone. So obviously, the friend's gonna get done for not having like a driver's license, driving without a driver's license, car insurance, dangerous driving. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's gonna get charged for what happened to Marcus. I don't know if it'd be like manslaughter or you know what I mean. It's really, really sad. But yeah, guys, let's get into some people's reactions.
So I've woke up and the news has been confirmed that Marcus Fakana has passed away. I got the information yesterday, but I didn't want to post anything until it was confirmed. There was a lot of conversation in the Congolese community, people posting, lives of them at the matanga. Matanga is basically when someone passes away, like, all the family friends sort of come around and gather and, sit down with the parents of the person who's passed away and just sort of, show condolences. But like I said, I didn't want to post anything until it was 100% confirmed. So there's two stories that's going around this whole thing. One that the police put out, which is Marcus Fakana was in a vehicle being chased by them. They lost sight of the vehicle to only find the vehicle was crashed into another car where Marcus passed away and the 19-year-old driver was arrested on the spot. There's a second story coming out. Police were chasing another vehicle and that other vehicle crashed into the car that Marcus Fakana was sitting in and he passed away from his injuries. So like I said, there's two separate stories right now that's going out. One that the police is saying how they were chasing him, and the other one that's basically saying how no, he had nothing to do with the police chase. He was in a separate vehicle and the car that was being chased by the police hit his car, the car that he was sitting in. So I just want to put that out there. There's two stories that's sort of floating about. But at the end of the day, we lost a boy regardless. Do you get what I'm saying? We lost a young boy regardless of, what story is true. And it is very, 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 very sad. Very sad. And I just want to send my condolences to his friends and family, in this difficult time.
Yeah, shout out to the Congolese community for being there, for the family, his parents. It's tough. So I have seen the image. So they crashed into a truck, and the more damaged side was where Marcus, was. I'm not gonna put the picture because it's just too graphic. Like, when you see it, you just know, like, ain't nobody surviving that, and if they do, they're very lucky. While the driver's side was fine. So there's other rumors. I don't even want to put it, like, some people say it was a police chase and the police car made them fly into the truck. I don't know why people are saying they crashed into a car. It's a long ass truck. It looks like the truck was just parked up and they ended up going into it. Anybody, any youngers, olders, just please, when the police are after you, just pull over. It literally could be the simplest stuff. I've had people get pulled over and they're like, oh, you need to fix your brake light. Like, you know what I mean? It could be something so simple. Obviously, the friend was on the run because he didn't have a driver's license, he didn't have car insurance. So obviously, you get why he didn't pull over, but it's just stupid because now you've cost your friend's life. You know what I mean? It's terrible.
Marcus Fakana is dead. Like, make it make sense to me. How is this even possible? His family, charity organizations, pleaded for him to return home, only for him to return home, and a car crash takes his life just a few weeks upon returning. He was not even the driver. He was the passenger in that car crash, and then he died. Now, a little backstory before I start asking all the questions, what if, that are on my mind, because my heart bleeds for this family. He went on holiday with his family. What was meant to be a happy moment turned into a sorrowful moment. Why? He met a British girl there. You know how you young people talk through sex. Before they could even say their names, their panties were down. They had sex. And then upon getting to the UK, the girl's mother reported him to the authorities and he was held back in Dubai. Jailed, actually. It took a lot of pleading, a lot of begging. His family, they were everywhere begging for their son to be returned home. Their son returns home just a few weeks after returning. Boom, car crash. He's dead. Just passed like that. This breaks my heart. Now, hear my what if. What if this young man remained in prison in Dubai? Would he still be alive? What if this young man never even went on that holiday at all? Would he be alive? Then what if the reason that took his life is not even worth it? Probably they had max weed or something little in their car. Would it be enough to take his life? His mother, I don't know how that woman feels right now or what she's going through. At a very young age, he never even experienced life. At a very young age, the time he's made to in uni, boom, there's an issue. He gets held. Oh God, he gets held in Dubai. Then upon returning, before he could even enjoy a little of that freedom, boom, he's gone. Dear young people, this is a genuine advice to you. You see, sometimes when older people tell you to slow down, they are not stupid. They are talking out of experience. You see, that fast life or that company you're keeping may see to your end. The point here is, what have you achieved? It breaks my heart to talk about this. I pray his soul rests in peace. What's the point? Oh, wisdom.
Shout out to her. She made some good points. Listen, with the what ifs, there's literally no point because it will drive you crazy. But it's true. Just imagine the family never went to Dubai. Imagine they just went, I don't know, somewhere else, or they're of Congolese heritage. There's a lot going on in the Congo, so I wouldn't even suggest for them to go back home. But I don't know. Maybe if they went to another African country, Egypt, like I don't know. You know what I mean? But I definitely agree when she said a lot of youngers, before they even know each other's full name, government name, they're having sex, their panties is down. So I definitely agree with that. Listen, your girl loves to travel. I've never gone on holiday and, found someone and had to do. But I do know like people have done it, one night stands, holiday romance, whatever you want to call it. And people do that. But for him to do that, this is, he ended up in Dubai jail. Now, Dubai jail is not strange ways that we have here in Manchester. Like Dubai jail is like one of the toughest jails in the world. So, it wasn't no playground for him. Again, he's black, he's not Muslim, so he has so many things stacked against him. And again, he was jailed for having sex with an underage girl, even though in the UK she's not classed as underage. And it's mad because by the time she got back to the UK, probably like a week later, she turned 18. So then they both was 18. When you're just a couple of months older than someone, it's crazy. And just how calculated and spiteful the mother was. Obviously, maybe if the daughter had sex with another Asian, she probably wouldn't be that bothered. But when she found out he was a black African boy from London, she was like, yeah, she rang up the Dubai police, snitched, and got him locked up. It's crazy. A lot of what ifs if he never got in the car. But one thing I do agree with her, living that fast life. So your girl is in her early 30s. So many people, family, friends have passed because they were living that fast life. Drugs, alcohol, driving, just doing a madness, you know what I mean? Just thinking nothing's gonna happen to them, and then obviously sadly they end up passing. So I definitely agree with that. Maybe if he was more homebody, maybe more into books, maybe he'll still everything's a maybe because we just don't know in it. Maybe he'll still be alive. It is the question, if he was still in prison, would he still be alive? People get shanked in prison every day. Like hello, Tory Lanez earlier on this year got shanked and almost lost his life. So again, that's not really like, you know what I mean? It's just it's just sad. And again, there's always going to be questions. What if the woman never snitched? What if the family never went to Dubai? What if he was still in prison? And what if he never got into the car? And what if his friend pulled over? You know what I mean? It's just always going to be what ifs, but we do need to accept he's sadly gone now. And yeah, it's just a part of life, man. It's really sad.
R.I.P. Marcus Fakana. I hope I got the name right. All condolences to his family. Yeah? But I feel that was a spiritual attack. What in the chances you go to prison for a year, yeah, because some spiteful mum wanted to set you up, and then when you come back to the UK, you pass away in a car crash? That's the saddest story. If you told a man when he's 16, you're going to go prison for a year when you're 18 and then you're going to pass away in a car crash, you're not even going to be driving a car, and the driver survives. What kind of bridging is that though, really? I'm not even taking a piss here, but like, come on, bro. If he was under my wing, he would have been in a gym, he would have been leveling up. You get it? His brethren trying to duck police and all this stupidness, like you really can outdrive police. Like, man, them use your brains, bro. Don't care. And you know what? As to the mum who did that to him and put him in prison for a year, that was spiteful. I bet you're happy you're secretly in it. I bet you're happy. I don't care. I'm gonna keep it real. You know me, you know me, man. Them. I keep it honest. I keep it real. I keep it real and authentic. No fakeness out here. You get it? I bet you're happy in it. Spiritual attack. Too much wicked demons. Everyone pray. Mums, if you don't believe in God, you better start believing now. That's a horrible situation. Condolences to his family. Condolences. Today is for him. Today I think about him the whole time. Yeah? Life is very short, and if you keep the wrong company, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out the wrong way. You're gonna find out. You understand? That was a spiritual attack. Yeah? And I'm blaming the mum who put him in the prison. I bet you hated him to your core, innit? Oh, now you don't want to hold your own daughter accountable. Chiefs. That's what it is. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
Shout out to him, and he told no lies. Listen, yeah, having sex, being in a relationship, when you're dealing with other people from different cultures, races, religions, be very mindful because you don't know what their family's into. So I agree with him. It's giving a spiritual attack. The mum is vexed that he got pardoned. So the mum's, you know what I mean, probably gone to see and did something. So I agree with that. So anyone, you know, messing with other races and other religions, just be careful because you just don't know what people are into. It's giving very demonic. So I agree with that. And let's just say the mum is sorry. It's like, don't be sorry now, because when you snitched on him for just doing a normal thing, like teens have sex like it's normal, don't be sorry now that it's past, you know what I mean? Because he lost a lot of time because you snitched. And again, you didn't hold your own daughter accountable. Again, to have sex, it takes two. She didn't claim grapes, so when are you going to hold your daughter accountable? You know, a lot of people are saying, well, if he's going jail, then she should go jail too, because you know what I mean. But no, this video is dedicated to him. Again, over the weekend, yeah, you just couldn't think about anything else but him and the family and what they're going through. You know what I mean? But I agree. If someone was to tell you, yeah, you're gonna go prison at 18, you're gonna come back to the UK for a couple of months, and then you're gonna be in a car crash and your life's gonna be, you wouldn't believe it. I know a lot of people don't believe in mediums and psychics and stuff, but they can't tell you when you're gonna pass anyway, even though if they see it, they're not allowed to, because you know what I mean, it's going against God's will in it. But I agree. If someone was to tell you, you won't believe it. You'd be like, but you know what I love when he touched on the fact, like, what kind of friend are you to take me on a police chase and you know what I've been through? So let's just say he didn't die. They both could get arrested. You know what I mean? Even though he's got nothing to do with it, you're in the car, so they're gonna arrest you. If something's in the car, like a strap, drugs, the police are gonna arrest both of you until they can figure out who this belongs to. So what kind of friend are you? So I agree with that again. All that trauma that you've been through in Dubai, we're going to the gym, we're reading more, we're being more creative. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like, he should have shared his story, like he should have started like a YouTube channel or a broadcast. You know what I mean? Like put it out there so other people know, yo, like Dubai is no joke. People keep going over there, drugs, smoking certain stuff, alcohol, being half naked, like sex, like gambling, like Dubai is not the place for it, but people still keep doing it. You know what I mean? So I agree with him. Fuck that fake friend, because that's what it's giving. Like, why would you put your friend knowing that what he's been through this? Again, police chase, you can't outdrive or run the police. I agree. There's so many people that get caught on dash cams, cameras, trying to outdo the police, and you still get caught. So what's the, just pull over. Again, Chris Kaba, if he would have pulled over, he might have not got shot. So I definitely agree. I'm glad that he kept it real. He called out that girl's mama. He called out the fake friend, because that's what it's given. All these demonic people around him. And no shade, yeah. If I was Marcus, I need to stay at home for a good year. You know, when you've missed London, you've missed home, you know, the food. I need to stay in maybe just gym as well. Just keeping my head down and going to the gym. Pretty much what I'm doing right now, you know what I mean? I don't really go out like that. But again, a car crash can happen to anyone, you know what I mean? But a police chase is like, really? But bigs ups to him, he made some really good points.
Guys, I'm sure you know about Marcus Fakana. If you didn't, Marcus Fakana is not longer with us. This news came as a shocking news to the community, as a shocking news to everyone. When I learned about this around like 4 p.m. yesterday, I was in complete disbelief. I know someone who's very close to Marcus Fakana's mom, Mama Marie, and Papa Crispin. My condolences to you in this sad time. My condolences. People who don't know, Marcus is the boy who was arrested in Dubai. He received the royal pardon or something to come back in the UK. I'm not gonna go too much into details on what happened, but you can read it on the news. But 3 months later, being back here, he's not longer with us. This doesn't make sense at all. But at this moment time, sad moment, we just ask everyone to pray for the family, to pray for the immediate family, and for everyone really. If you also don't know, Marcus Fakana was a Congolese boy. Yeah, so that's why I'm just doing this video to express my condolences to the entire community, to his family. Boys, be safe out there. Also, I'm just a mother of boys, and this news, God, God. Maman Marie, courage. Courage à toute la communauté congolaise qui pleure. Courage à la famille qui est à Tottenham. Courage à tout le monde. Yeah, let's just come together as a family, as a Congolese community, as yeah. If there's also anything you guys need, please communicate. We will be there to support you.
Yo, I wish I didn't have to say this. Marcus Fakana, the young king, has sadly lost his life in a tragic car crash in North London. If you can remember Marcus's story, he was a young man who got locked up in Dubai at the age of 18 whilst on holiday for sleeping with a 17-year-old that was also on holiday. Her mother later reporting it to the Dubai police once her and her daughter were safely back in the UK. It was nasty work and we was all rooting for him. We wanted to see him get through this. We knew that that wasn't his portion. We wanted to see him return to us, and he returned to us. I made a video about it. I was rooting for him. Like, I really wanted to see him win, and I really was excited to see what was going to become of his life after that trial and tribulation. Every single day we are reminded how short life is, but yet we spend our time worrying about bullshit, worrying about tomorrow when tomorrow's not even promised. So please, people, let this be a lesson, man. Live good, man. Life is short and you never know what's around the corner. Help me in sending my condolences to his family, man. Seriously. Hear me now. Because who don't hear must feel, and who does hear will heal. Positive is the new gangster. And Marcus, man, I'm pissed for you, man. Honestly, I'm pissed. I doubt I get any sleep tonight, bro. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I liked his clip. Definitely, positivity is the real new gangster. I like that. And yeah, he spoke some really great facts. Like, there is a saying, Jamaicans use it a lot, like, yo, those who do not hear must feel. And it is sad and it's so true. You know what I mean? You warn your kids, don't do this, don't do that. They want to turn up, they want to have fun. And sometimes this is the result, like it can cost you your life. But yes, prayers and condolences to the family. I like that Congolese woman said previously, like she's a mother of boys. Like just raising black boys in London's scary enough, but even raising black boys in today's climate, it's very scary. And again, she was just praying for the parents, like she feels it. It makes you appreciate your children, like just look at them, hold on to them. Like he said, tomorrow's not promised. People be stressing about, oh, what's gonna happen on Friday. You don't even know if you're gonna see tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with that. I've seen too many people of my peers pass, and it's just like I'm not stressing over a bill, over anything, because again, I might not even be here. Like one of my peers, yeah, he had bad debt. Soon as he passed away, guess what? The debt was cleared because he's gone now. You know what I mean? He's no longer breathing. Life is short, we know this. All I can say, yeah, is do good and be good. Help out people, put out positive energy. Because even when you do leave this earth, you don't want to be, once you've left, people remember, like, oh, she was nasty, she was mean. You know what I mean? You want people to think of you highly and obviously pray for you. Some people, when certain people die, people celebrate. You don't want to be that person when people are celebrating your death. So I agree with him. Life is short, so be positive and do good.
So most people I've seen now, because I've just seen it on the Daily Mirror, because I got the app on my phone, so I get the notifications that that young boy that was sent to prison in Dubai for 1 year has unfortunately passed away. I then seen it on the FYP, and the comments are absolutely disgusting. Oh, he was in a police chase. At the end of the day, don't even know the circumstances. No one does. We just know what we've seen in the news. Two, even if he'd had come back from a year in the worst jail in the world at 18, can we be surprised that he's mixed in with the wrong crowd? Some of your children mixed in with the wrong crowd and ain't even gone through nothing. They've just ended up meeting the wrong friends. But the judgment when that kid didn't even have a good start to being an adult and now he's being cut short, it just shows how heartless people are. It's absolutely like crazy. That poor family. They already missed a year of his life and worrying about him in prison, and now he's been back 3 months and the poor kid is no longer here. Rest in peace, and I am sending so much condolences to his family and friends, because that's just awful. Absolutely awful.
Marcus Fakana, say his name. But she did, she made some good points. Yeah, the comments have been disgusting again. Usual suspect, all the racist trolls come out and people are questioning, well, why was he in a police chase? We don't know until more stuff comes out, until the friend is charged. Like, we don't know. Maybe there was nothing in the car. Maybe he literally was just running from the police because he didn't have a driver's license. It's stupid. Again, the police could have just wanted to pull them over and just be like, yo, your brake lights out, get it fixed, or your side mirror. You know what I mean? Just little stuff like that. I've never been pulled over personally, but I've been in someone else's car while they've got pulled over. And they got pulled over because they were speeding. The police were like, yo, we're on the motorway, and the police pulled us over and they were like, yo, calm down. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can just be simple stuff like that. They could have been pulled over for, you know what I mean? But it ended up being a police chase because the friend didn't pull over like a dickhead. Like, oh, but this is what I mean. With him being a police, so he's gone from dealing with police in Dubai, so now he's dealing with police in the UK. It doesn't look good, but he was the passenger. When you're a driver, you're responsible for the people that are in the car, their lives. There's been loads of teenagers, once they pass, they've ended up drink driving or they've ended up speeding. All their friends could die in the car and then the driver survives. It is weird that the driver always seems to be fine, but everyone else ends up passing. So yeah, be vigilant of people that you do take lifts from. Make sure, you know what I mean, they're not on drugs, no alcohol, they ain't trying to speed and chase and run nowhere, you know what I mean? You do need to know, especially young boys, know your friends better, you know what I mean? Again, he's come from Dubai, he's been in a situation, and now he's come back home, and you've got him in this stupid. It's so stupid. It's just so senseless. But yes, rest in peace to him.
Wow, so weird. But I've literally come back from church, and I've basically seen that the guy that got arrested, one of my age mates, got arrested in Dubai for whatever speaking to a girl. He's basically died. Rest in peace to the guy, for real. Guys, a lot of scary shit's happening at the moment. I'll be real. Like, it's actually so crazy. Like, it's actually insane. That one kind of hit deep because, like, damn, like, you went from being put into a position that you didn't even expect to being locked up, and unfortunately he's now passed away. Rest in peace to the guy. Heart goes out to the family, for real, because that's deep. Like, that's actually genuinely deep. Actually deep. You actually have to thank God for life, because bro, the shit that goes on and the spiritual stuff that people actually don't see is scary. Like, it's actually scary. But yeah, I've literally seen it on my feed. I thought it was a picture from time ago. And I'm doing my research now. I'm deep in with shit. This is the nigga that was literally locked up in the bag. Yeah, man. It's sad.
And say his name, Marcus Fakana. Listen, I agree with him. Like, you've got to thank God every day, and even walking out. And again, there's a lot of spiritual stuff you don't see. Even myself driving, there's been loads of mishaps where I've had to pull over because I'm shaking. Because the crash I could have been in, that could have been a wrap. And then obviously in my car, I've got my children. So driving is scary. Sometimes you literally just need to take a break from it. Just, you know what I mean? Just take a minute. But yeah, like, look at him. He just said he just got back from church. Like, one thing I know about Congolese, they are deep in their religion. So no doubt they would have obviously brought him once he got back to the UK. They would have took him to church. They would have celebrated his release. You know what I mean? I hate the saying, wrong place at the wrong time, because I do believe everything, you know what I mean? Everything is written. Sadly, him dying in that car crash, it was kind of meant to be. Now, could that have been adjust if it is like a spiritual like battle he was facing, yeah? But it's just sad. Again, he had a holiday romance. People have holiday romances all the time, but after doing it, you don't expect to get locked up, especially at being like 18 years old. Like, it's crazy. And like the woman said before, a lot of kids are in gangs and stuff, but they've never even been to prison. So him having a holiday romance, ending up in jail, like him coming back to the UK, there's so much PTSD because in a Dubai jail, he's probably with real murderers, real this, real that, while he just literally had a holiday romance. Just crazy.
Okay, people, let's talk about the Marcus Fakana story, okay? Now imagine you get a new lease on life. A new lease on life. And you know something? I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, let's have some pity, let's have some mercy. Yes, I am sorry about his loss, but a part of me is extremely angry, because this young man, he was first in Dubai, and in being in Dubai and having a relationship that was against the law, he ended up in prison. Now everybody could see the injustice in it, considering that the young lady was 17 and he was 18, and she would have been 18 within a matter of moments. And we thought that the punishment was too harsh, especially as they're both British, and if they were in England, it would have been considered a legal relationship. That mother of that little girl was wicked. Yes, we know that. And she was doing it out of spite, probably because she wasn't even happy that her child had a relationship with somebody like Marcus. And if you know, you know. But then the whole country, at least a lot of people in the country, because not the whole, that were sympathetic, stood up for this young man. MPs coming out of the woodworks to give this man all the support that was necessary. The family raising funds on GoFundMe, all sorts of things to get this boy out of this situation. And it ended up that he ended up with a royal pardon. That royal pardon that he got meant that he could come home after a year. He returned home, and in returning home on the 3rd of July, he got a new lease of life. New lease of life. So imagine my shock, my horror, my surprise when I wake up this morning to hear that Marcus Fakana has been killed in tragic circumstances. Meaning that he was a passenger in a car that was being driven by his friend. I believe the friend was about 19 years old. And this friend made the decision not to stop when the police took chase of his vehicle. He went around a corner and ended up in a truck, colliding with a truck head on. And the side that received the most damage was the passenger side, where Marcus was sat. And as a result, Marcus lost his life on the 3rd of October. 3 months of freedom, and Marcus is no more. And let me explain to you why I'm a bit pissed off. Because this friend, and I'm not saying he's a bad kid, because sometimes these young people make bad decisions. But you're gonna know that your friend is the type that makes bad decisions. You're gonna know it. Right? And Marcus had a chance to come back, start afresh. He got a do-over. He got a whole do-over. And in that do-over, you try to tell me, say, nobody couldn't see, say, Marcus busy a pick up bad company. Marcus, you never see, say it's time for you to put down the bad company and start making better decisions in your life. Look how you end up being just a passenger in a bad boy car. Because it's a bad boy, we run away from police, you know. Anybody will run away from police, I'm a bad boy. Or bad man. Right? You end up a passenger in this kid's car. And this kid decide not to respect the law. And now look where you are. No more on the face of this earth. Listen, man. The decisions that our kids make can be so heartbreaking, can be so destroying, can be so self-defeatist. You understand? The company they keep can be their undoing. Can you imagine how that family feel?
Guys, she told no lies. The truth hurts. But if we're really gonna break this down and call a spade a spade, she told the truth. You have to watch the company you keep, you know, the same birds that flock together, you know what I mean? So this was a bad friend. Bad man, you know what I mean? Bad man, only bad men don't pull over for police. Like, who do you think you are? Doing up Fast and Furious. I see it all the time, and it's just like, you can't outdrive or outrun the police, especially in London. There's cameras everywhere. So even if they, you know what I mean, the police did lose them, but eventually they caught up to you. And look, I like how she broke it all down. People are like, oh, he crashed into a car. No, he crashed into a truck. She said it. They took a sharp corner. The car went flying into a truck, and most of the damage was done to his side. So thank you for breaking it all down properly. Now, she's got my anxiety all the way up because she's driving and reporting on this. Please, you people on TikTok, please stop driving, doing story times, doing opinion video. Like, please. I remember one time, I wasn't even driving. I was just doing a video in my car, and TikTok wouldn't let me upload it. So all of a sudden, people are doing dissertations, story times, and this happened, and they're driving, which I don't understand. You know, you can hear a signal in turn. Like, please pull over and give your opinion. Because literally the same way you're talking about him being in a collision and in a car accident, so can you. Because listen, with driving, your head constantly has to be on a swivel.
If you are among the people that arrange a protest for Marcus Fakana to be released from Dubai prison and sent back to UK, you are responsible for his death. Yes, you heard that right. If you are among the folks that went with a banner or went on social media screaming how Dubai was wrong for putting him in jail and for sentencing him to 3 years imprisonment, you are responsible for his death. So the story is that Marcus Fakana, the British black boy, teenager, who went to Dubai and have a fling with a teenage girl, underage girl, yeah, and then got locked up in Dubai for 3 years, sentenced in Dubai for 3 years, is now, who was released earlier this year because of the protest where everything, according to them, is racist, was released, and it's not even 6 months after he was released. He's now been announced that he passed away, driving recklessly. He was involved in a car, driving recklessly at 1 a.m. First of all, if you're a teenager, you're out at 1 a.m., that tells me that you don't have proper guidance at home, okay? You don't have parents at home, because by 9 p.m., you should be in bed. You should be in bed. So that tells me that you don't have the proper guidance at home to begin with. And now, he was driving recklessly with his friend in the car, and now he passed away. If the boy has been in Dubai prison, yeah? If the boy has been in Dubai prison, he'll probably have got first-class treatment, food, education, advice to stay away from gang, education on respecting women and keeping it in his pants. But no, the black people went out and screamed racism, 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 and brought him back home. Now look at him. They brought him back home. They didn't provide any support for him. They didn't provide any education. They just left him to the street. Now the street has done what the street does best. Now, if you protest for this guy, are you responsible for his death? Let me know what you think in the comment section, because I find it really ironic.
Guys, you just heard that crazy man. I do not agree. I'm happy that we protest, or the people that did protest, and we got him, you know, back to the UK. Now, being a teen, he was 19. They could have been coming back from a rave, because I was thinking, where were they going at this time of night? Well, I remember being 19, going to the club, drinking alcohols, out with friends. So what? Just because he was locked up, he shouldn't live. How can he say at 19-year-old, you need to be at home at 9 o'clock in your bed? He's not 13, he's 19. Like, are you okay? He's at the age to hold down on his own job, to have his own gaff. So if he wants to be out at 1 a.m., that's fine. Again, I hope that they were on their way home. And it is sad. He probably was on the way home and now he's ended up in this madness. You know what I mean? No shade. I'm blaming the friend. If we have to blame, you know what I mean? The friend was the driver. All he had to do was pull over. Now, I get what he's saying, you know, it was a police chase, but imagine he just died in a normal car accident. Then what would you say? Who you going to blame then? You know what I mean? I'm blaming the friend because the friend took that sharp turn, ended up crossing into the truck when he should have just pulled over. So miss me with the BS, trying to blame the parents, and there's no guidance in the home. He only got locked up because he had a fling. He wasn't selling drugs in Dubai. And not him saying he would have got the first royal treatment in Dubai prison. No, he wouldn't. Hello, he's black and he's Christian. You're not going to be in an Islamic country and think they're going to, you know what I mean, roll out the red carpet for you. Even in the UK, a lot of white guys, black guys that are off like Christian or Catholic backgrounds convert to Islam because they know they'll have an easier time in prison. Because one thing about the Muslims, they come together. As soon as you're a Muslim, you know, they pray together. You get into a scuffle in the jail, they're going to have your back. Sure.
Level of commentary that I've been reading underneath the news reports of the announcement of the young boy Marcus that tragically passed away yesterday in a car accident has sent me into a rage. Me just up in my bedroom a while ago, I scroll through Sky News and I scroll through BBC and I scroll through all of the news network them, and the level of glee, victual and celebration in those comments has almost destabilized me. Well, I can't say it destabilized me because all it has done is just expose what we always knew, that black lives do not matter. Because here you have a young black boy that has tragically passed away, young, with his whole life ahead of him, a young king, and here you are jumping onto comments, and the only thing that you can do is describe him and cast aspersions and say that he lived a life of crime. We know about the wife, you come to about say the boy live a life of crime. You don't know the boy from nowhere, but beyond the fact that you was aware of the fact that he was engaged in a consensual relationship in Dubai, but there was a bitter bitch who called herself Mummy that got upset and decided to dial a number. That is what you heard about. But beyond that, you don't know nothing about the boy. So because a young black boy dies, and because that is then put in the same sentence with the word police, suddenly he deserved it. Suddenly that's the life that we live in. But you're also a person that will probably sit down there and say, oh no, just put him in, do this, do all of these kinds of things, but you don't support the life of a young black male. You are a dangerous person, and I believe all of those types of people that are commenting like these types of things, if you have a friend or you know somebody that is that person, what that tells you about them is that they do not think that a young black boy deserves to live his life just because the word police is in that name. So that means Nelson Mandela, that means all of the black greats of the past that were victims of the institution of the police system suddenly were deserved what they got because of the fact that the word police was in the mix of it. Don't divorce yourself from the reality like we do not know what the police is about. Do not divorce yourself from the reality that you believe that just because you have read one media outlet article about an incident that took place not even 24 hours ago, that has given you the inside break about what has happened or taken place with this young man. And even if this young man was gangbanging around the whole of London, that does not give nobody the right to think that he deserved to pass away. That is insane beyond measure. I mean, would I like to know some of them people there, because I would have done you in your face, you're out of order and you're bright. You could never ever stand tall like what that man did. That young boy was held hostage in Dubai following some bitch that decided to dial a number to the Middle East because her little daughter couldn't collect herself and she run come back at England and all of these things and lock him up at Dubai. Yeah, that's the only thing that you should be focused on, and be focusing on how he was able to come out of that and come back to London and still hold his head up high. How about that? Out hard, a bright, stink and rude. Rest in peace and sleep in peace, my king. The boy is younger than me and I will call him my king because what he stood for and how he stood tall and was able to walk forward in that demonstrates a version of strength. It demonstrates something within that young man, and that young man now has transitioned onto God. And with that, we give grace. Out harder.
Shout out to him, and he told no lies. How can he say that spiteful bitch named Mummy? He told no lies. But yeah, the comments on different platforms, different outlets, the Sun, the Mirror, different people speaking about it has been disgusting. And it would be a different story if it was just a normal car crash, but because police is included, oh, he's a criminal. I'm like, fam, he wasn't even the driver. So when the news first broke, obviously he passed. It was a car crash. Then the next news broke, it was a police chase. Then the next news broke, he was the passenger. Because I was just waiting for more details. Until now, we're still waiting for more details to come on. Like, what were the police chasing them for? You know what I mean? As much as they're saying no driver's license, no car insurance, was there something in the car? But no, a lot of people are, being bright and rank and faced it. But again, the Twitter warriors, the keyboard warriors, they would never do this in real life. They would never step to their friends, his friends, sorry, or his family members and say all this, you know what I mean? But it's okay because karma's a bitch. So keep laughing and kicking. You're going to get your karma. Because deep down, he did nothing wrong. Again, people have sex on holiday all the time. It's not like he went to Dubai with a bag of weed or, or like did a madness out there. He literally simply just had a fling. But yes, Marcus Fakana, rest in peace. I'm sorry all this, what happened to you happened. Condolences to your friends and family. Thank you for watching this video, and please do share it up and say a prayer to his family. But yeah, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe and share. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.